Hello again from Fort Mill, South Carolina. Today on PTP TV, it's Primetime Players Basketball as we bring you the Primetime Players undefeated at 7-0, taking on the Florence Wildcats at 6-1. Hi again, everybody. Chris Shima, glad to be with you. Let's meet the starting lineups for both of these teams. We'll start with the Wildcats. They are first place in the Southeast Division and second in the Southern Conference at 6-1, as I mentioned, and starting today is number 2, A.J. Caldwell. Number 5 is Sam Dodson. Number 7, Frankie Johnson. Number 10 is Anton Greer. And number 32, Brian Jones. Starting today for your primetime players, and Chris Thomas, 7-0 and first place in the Southwest Division, is number 0, James Murray. Number 2, Chris Moore. Number 14, Lysander Bracey. Number 21, Odell Turner. And number 24 is Van Turner Jr. And that's it, folks. That's it for the primetime players. The starters are it. They have 5 guys today. Shorthanded, injury to Trevor Booker, Zarik Lohler, prior commitment. He's out. And congratulations to the Glenn family, Ricardo Glenn. His wife had their baby late last week. So, just 5 today for the primetime players. Not much deeper for Florence. Just 2 guys coming off the bench, Jonathan Bell and Corey Coe, who will be making just his 3rd appearance so far this season. So will Bell as well. So you can see the Wildcats are in the black and blue, and primetime players in their typical home with the sky blue and dark blue striping and numbering and lettering. So we're just about set to go. Finale of a 3-game home trip. 6 more games in May to wrap up the East Coast Basketball League regular season as Jones and Turner tip it up, and it's controlled by Murray and the primetime players as we get started. Murray, step back on the baseline, gets it to go, and Primetime takes an early 2-0 lead. James Murray, 48% shooter, averaging under just a shade under 16 points per ball game, as that ball was last touched by the Primetime players. Chris Moore going to have to be big again. He's been big in his last 3 games, 88 points, 37 assists, 26 rebounds, and a triple-double in that stretch. He's shooting 31 out of 47. If you don't want to do the math, it's 66% from the field. They're going to need another big game for him. That's Greer with the jumper. Got it to go, and we are tied at 2 here in the opening 35 seconds. So Primetime and Florence both got to worry about foul trouble. Got to play clean. Odell Turner flips it up, gets the friendly bounce, and it's 4-2 in favor of PTP. Next up, Primetime going on the road to ATL. They'll take on the Georgia Fire on the 1st of May. Back home against Garden City on the 8th. We'll have that one for you as well here on demand. So just about a minute in. Caldwell, deep look at 3, goes in and out. Offensive rebound, tip out to Jones. Step back 3 off the back iron. Johnson, the little guy, doing work. Jones saves it to Dodson in the corner. Now Caldwell swings it right side to Johnson. Correction, that's Greer attacking, and he's fouled. Anton Greer, Benedict College product. Good start to the season for him. 29.5 points per ball game. 71% free throw shooter. He's just under 6 assists per ball game as well, Greer. This team from the PD region of South Carolina. You see a lot of Columbia players. Benedict College, I believe, is in Columbia. I haven't lived there in a while, so my geography might be a little bit off, but I'm pretty sure Benedict, what's the other one I'm thinking of? Drawing a blank. But there's quite a few. Allen was the other one I was thinking of. Of course, USC is in that area. Chris Moore throws it away. It's a steal by Dodson and an easy bucket as Florence takes a 6-4 lead. Bracey top of the key. Here's Moore faking the three. Murray had to save it. Bracy now. Van Turner has been hot from behind the arc. They get up on him. Couple of pumps. Bucket no good. Rebound controlled by Florence. Greer throws it ahead to Jones. Jones throws it up and in. Good start to the game for the Wildcats. They lead at 8-4. Just under 10 to go here in quarter number 1. Murray with the fake. Moore swings it out. Bracy for three off the side iron. Greer another rebound. Corner three by Jones is in and out. Brian Jones, 50% from behind the arc, the big guy. Step back by Turner. Can't get it to go. And that ball's going out of bounds. Last touch by the primetime player. So Van Turner, 49% from three, 50% overall, and he's 50% from three in 5 of 7 games this year. In his last 2 games, he's 13 for 25. Johnson gets it to go, and a slow start for primetime offensively. Here's Murray. Deep look at a three, swishes it through. And James Murray, when he gets starters minutes, usually contributes big. 43% three-point shooter. Cuts the deficit down to 3. 8:40 left to go. That three is off the mark. Murray chases down the board. Averages 4.3 per game. Turns on the Jets, doubled up. Bracy drives baseline. And a blocking foul going to be called on Greer. Was Bracy in the act of shooting? Yes, it looks like they say he was. So Bracy, 88% free throw shooter, going to the free throw line for 2. Now, wait a minute. Everything's got to be a conversation. So we're going to all get together and talk about it. Either he was shooting or not. They say he wasn't. I thought it was suspect, but... So Van Turner will inbound it. 15 on the shot clock. Murray over to Bracy on the wing. It's Moore now. Look out. Moore almost threw it away as Dodson was on Murray. Murray finger rolls it. No. Rebound controlled by Jones on the good box out. Greer attacks. Open look for Johnson. Swishes in another three. So Johnson makes it 13-7. Frankie Johnson, 41% from three. He averages 7.3 assists. So you've got 2 guys on Florence who average roughly 7 assists per ball game. Catch and shoot. Caldwell bangs through to 3, and Florence is hot. 7:37 left to go here in quarter number 1. Wildcats by 7. Van Turner. Step back, baseline 3 for Van, in and out. He's 0 for 2 from behind the arc here at the start. Greer, bounce pass to the cutter. Dodson throws it up and in. Now the scoreboard there says 19-9. I've got it at 18-9. We'll go with what they have for right now. Turner, Murray. Murray flips it up, in and out. Odell Turner, the offensive rebound strip, but will stay on this end of the floor. Looks like Bracy's going to be held underneath. And Dodson, the guilty party. Florence has just 2 guys coming off the bench. Primetime has nobody off the bench. Foul trouble, you got to keep an eye on that. Chris Moore making it look easy. Turnaround jumper in the lane. Now they got him at Florence's 20, so it's 20-11 apparently. 6:34 left to go. Oh, what a cut and what a fine. Caldwell benefits, and Florence is up by 11. Murray to Moore. Cutter is Bracey. Turnaround shot. Bounces up. In and out. Odell Turner, the offensive rebound. Stripped and threw it away. Boy, this is an active defensive team, these Wildcats. The runner by Johnson, yes. And it's all Wildcats midway through this opening quarter. We're at the 6-minute mark right now. Florence by 13. We have seen some slow starts earlier in the year for PrimeTime. Remember, shorthanded. They have Odell Turner backing down in the post rather than Booker or Glenn, who would normally be down there. Another deep three there by the Wildcats. Murray between the circles. Takes it right side. Handoff to Bracey. And Bracey is fouled. This time by Greer. Looks like we're going to take time out just past the midway point in quarter number 1. And Florence with a hot start. Good active defense as well. They lead by 14. We'll step aside. Well, the primetime players with some work to do here in the early going. Chris Sheeman, glad to be back with you, coming off that 150-124 win against the Charlotte Tribe. Primetime 58% shooting in that game from the field and 49% from three. Cold at the start, though. Just 5 guys today for the primetime players. And we have our first sub of the game as Jonathan Bell has come in for Florence. We thought this might be a battle of unbeatens last week, but Florence lost a heartbreaker 114-113 against Garden City. The Magic game and a half behind Florence now in the Southeast Division. Defensive tech called. Chris Moore with the free throw, and it'll remain primetime basketball. 154 points per ball game in their last 4 games primetime. But they are coming up against some defense here this afternoon as you see the stuff, the run out, and the jam. The Wildcats up their lead to 15, nearing 5 to go here in the ball game. Odell Turner for 3, swishes it through. Primetime got to get some stops. Odell Turner 31% from 3, but he shot the ball well, from distance in the last few games. Good ball movement, finding the open Johnson off on the 3. Nice box out by Turner. Odell Turner gets it to Murray. Murray toss to Van Turner in the corner. Cut off on the free throw line. Here's Moore attacking. Bracey corner 3. Nope. Rebound by Dodson. Johnson scoops it to Caldwell. Swishes it through. It is 32-17. 4.5 to go here in quarter number 1. And you can see how engaged the Wildcats are defensively. Everybody's up. Bracey, the hop step, flips it up and in. So the offense starting to warm up a little bit for primetime. Got to get some stops, though. Catch and shoot. Not that time. Dodson buries another triple. Sam Dodson, 43% from behind the arc. Florence has some guys who can flat out shoot. Almost everybody who sees regular minutes as Bracey goes to the line, almost everybody who sees regular minutes is over 50%. Caldwell's 52%, Dodson 55%, and Brian Jones is 61%. And then you look at the three-point shooting, Caldwell's 47%, Sam Dodson is 43%, Frankie Johnson's 41%, and Brian Jones is 50% from behind the arc. So some really good shooters on this Florence team, and look, you get a semi-pro team that buys in defensively, and anything can happen. 3:37 left to go, and right now Florence is playing great defense. Deep three is short by Caldwell. Odell with the rebound. Catch and shoot by Murray for three as he stepped into one no good. Caldwell another board. A lot of one and dones, of course. No Book today. Ricardo Glenn not there. Lowler out as well, so some rebounding firepower is missing today for primetime. Offensive board by Jones. He's stripped and fouled. Trevor Booker dealing with some hamstring issues and was told late last week that Book was going to at least suit up, but decided to scratch him. Chris Thomas not using his emergency additions. So riding with what they have here today. The primetime players shorthanded just 5 guys. Of course, and Chris Thomas told me flat out that Trevor Booker has bought in for the ECBL season. I don't doubt that. Every game that I've seen Trevor Booker play, he looks like he's going all out to me. But when there's injuries involved, and let's be frank, guys like Booker, Keeling, and some of these other guys are there for the basketball tournament. That's what they're there for. That's what they were brought in for. And it's great, that Booker's getting some run, getting, his basketball legs back under him and playing these ECBL games where he's averaging 28 points and almost 17 rebounds, but caution, I would assume, would be exercised with Trevor Booker if he's got any kind of an injury. And it's better to be safe than sorry. You're going to need him in the basketball tournament come July. Again, Chris Thomas will never admit that. In fact, he told me the opposite. But, I mean, let's be real. 80% shooter Brian Jones at the line. Primetime players don't need Trevor Booker to win an East Coast Basketball League championship, but they do need him in the basketball tournament. Is basically the short end of that long-winded rant that I just went on. And whether they admit it or not, that is the case. So Murray into the forecourt. Nice cut by Bracey, rejected by Jones, but a foul. Or did they call that goaltending? Looks like goaltending is going to be the call. Florence by 16. 2:32 remaining. Here in quarter number 1. Johnson, no good. We got another whistle. Are there only 2 officials out there today? I only see 2. We've got a kind of tight camera angle. But I would think I would have seen the 3rd eventually. Everybody's shorthanded, even the Zebras. So the ball was deflected. No foul called. Johnson top of the key. Jones backs it out. Coe's out there, sets a screen for Jones from the half circle, goes in and out. Tip to Johnson, who's got his 3rd offensive rebound. Coe misses the jumper. Now primetime out on the run. Bounce pass to Turner. Yes, from Bracey. So Corey Coe making his 3rd appearance of the season. Yet to scratch. Dodson for 3. Murray the rebound, 1:45 to go. Chris Moore, I don't think he is. No, he had one jumper. A quiet start from Moore, who's been hot. The reverse, Van Turner's been off too here at the start. And that does not bode well. Johnson into the forecourt. Ball deflected. Murray tips it. Throw ahead to Moore. Bracey for three. Yes. Primetime's whittled it down to 11. Get a stop here. A chance to make it single digits with 1:05 left to go. Johnson. And the ball was kicked. Well, some of you who have been ECBL faithful for a while know me and know how short I am. So I love to see my short people like Frankie Johnson getting 3 offensive rebounds. Frankie Johnson, 5'8". I love it. Warms my heart. Contested jumper there. Ball tipped out. And this time Primetime's got it. 3-on-2 here. Stepping into a 3, Odell Turner hit one earlier. Bracey, the putback, no. And a lot of contact there, but Greer brings it ahead. Greer, and to tip it to himself, got out of control there. Van Turner with the steal. Throws it ahead. Bracey from way downtown. And Bracey off on another jumper. Dodson the board. Here's Johnson, turns on the Jets. Corner 3 by Coe. Yes, his first bucket in 3 games makes it 42-28. Clock winding down. Bracey to beat the buzzer. He does, but a great start for Florence against short-handed Primetime. 42-30 Wildcats after 12 minutes of play. We'll be back with quarter number 2 here in just a moment. Quarter number 2 underway here on PTP TV. It's the Primetime Players and Florence Wildcats. Chris Sheeman, glad to be with you. A hot start for Florence as Caldwell airballs the 3 out of bounds. Primetime wrapping up a 3-game homestand, and it's the end of a 3-game road trip for Florence. 4 of 5 on the road in April, just one home game for the Wildcats this month. They'll have some home cooking coming up, back-to-back home games next week against Upstate and Coastal Elite. Looks like we have a blocking foul called on Caldwell here, so stay on this side of the floor. Primetime, not their usual crisp self. 5 players only today for Primetime, just 7 on the bench for Florence. Bracey's going to inbound it here. I think Christian Keeling might be coming back. He was playing in the British Basketball League in Scotland for Glasgow. And I think he's making his way back at some point. Be really interesting if we can get a look at the primetime players with their full roster with Barnett and Booker and Keeling. Be really interesting to get a chance to see that, hopefully at some point later this year in ECBL play. We have two more broadcasts for you. Primetime with 3 more home games. 2 of those I'll have with you on the 8th against Garden City, and then on the 23rd against the Georgia Fire. More discussion. We've had a lot of discussion today. Asking about foul calls. And some wet spots as well. Referees, I know how hot Bank Street can get. It's not been incredibly hot so far lately, but that gym is a furnace. So the referee's doing a nice job making sure that the floor stays dry. At the same time, I'd like to see them move this along a little better. It's a little too much conversation. Everybody should know what the rules are. Dodson between the circles. Officially 1 minute into this second quarter. Neither team on the board yet here in quarter number 2. That shot was blocked by Odell Turner. Florence, Dodson stays with it, buries it. Credit to Sam Dodson. Product of Voorhees College. Some of these guys have played a while together, building a culture, the Wildcats, as Van Turner gets it to go for 2. Greer into the forecourt, guarded by Murray, spinning, throwing it underneath. The reverse, coming up short. Rebound controlled by Odell. Turner into the forecourt now, top of the key with it. Van Turner catch and shoot. Air ball on the 3. Boy, Van Turner has been so hot from behind the arc. 13 of his last 25, but he has been off here at the start of this one. 10:07 left to go here in the quarter. Dodson attacks and scores. So Florence pushes it back out to a 14-point lead. Bracey out to Moore. Van Turner spinning out of control, and he traveled with it. This is the point of the game where we got to see a little bit more from Chris Moore here. He's got to decide, okay, let me survey things here a little bit. Van's off. Bracey's been off. Odell's played well underneath, but I gotta get it going here. Dodson dribbling around. Here's Caldwell, contested 3. Bracey the rebound. Bracey turns on the Jets. He is so fast and draws the foul. Let's run that one back and just take a look. Now, this is slowed down about 20%, this instant replay. And let's take a look and count. 1, 2, 3. Now, that's 3 seconds real time. Remember, that was slowed down. How fast that Bracey can get down the court. Lysander Bracey back at the line, 88% from the charity stripe this season. So Bracey gets them both to go. 12-point lead. Greer across midcourt, 9:24 to go in the half. Greer, pull-up 3 off the back rim. Florence has cooled off a little bit here at the start of the second quarter. See if Primetime can capitalize. There it is, Chris Moore. No, but I like the aggressiveness. Murray gets the offensive rebound. Turner, couple of fakes. Oh, man, just not falling today for Van. That one went halfway down. But I like the aggressiveness from Chris Moore there on that possession. Moore, as I mentioned, 88 points, 37 assists, 26 rebounds in his last 3. Russell Westbrook numbers. I really hope Washington can get into the playoffs. Not that stupid play-in thing. The playoffs. Washington and Brooklyn played one of the funnest regular season games this year that I have seen in what's kind of been a down year for the NBA, let's be honest. Steal there. Open look, Moore for 3. Yes! Back-to-back triples for PrimeTime, and just like that, it's a 6-point game. Chris Moore, 58% from 3. Same percentage he's shooting overall from the field. Greer spinning. Florence needs a bucket to end this run, and they get it. Floater by Caldwell. A.J. Caldwell. That was Van. Van is frustrated, and well, there's the third official. So we were playing with 2 officials. Oh, Dennis, always professional. 7:46 left to go here in the half. It's a come when you want kind of a thing. Man, Van Turner is fouled. I'm in a mood today, aren't I? Chris Moore. Murray has it between the circles. Moore with the reverse. Yes. And Chris Moore is starting to heat up. PrimeTime cuts it down to 6. 7:17 to go in the half. Greer's fouled. But the Wildcats have started to do what PrimeTime has been doing now 30 years, which is building a group, building a team. Some of these teams that we see, you know, the roster turns over every year, and you really need to play together and make that commitment. And guys like Anton Greer, Caldwell, setting the stage for that. Greer, speaking of whom, attacks, can't get it. Bracey, the rebound. Boy, Florence has really cooled off, and it's starting to affect their defenses. Murray on the run-out scores. It's a 4-point game, and we have a timeout by Florence. Wildcats got to get it together here as PrimeTime has woken up defensively, and it's led to some run-outs. 6:44 left to go here in this opening half. And PrimeTime starting to make some noise. We'll be back. Nearing the midway point of this second quarter, PrimeTime players have held Florence to just 6 points so far here in the second quarter. 6:30 to go. Chris Sheeman back here with you. Jones blocked and taken away. Odell Turner has done a nice job in the post, filling in for this shorthanded team. Van Turner, yes! He only needs 1 to get it going. There's his first from behind the arc. It's a 1-point game. 48-47. This was a 42-30 Florence lead after the first quarter. Greer off on the three. They can't buy one. Just past the midway point of quarter number 2. Van Turner almost lost it off his kneecap. Got it back. Nifty dribbling there. Murray to Turner. He misses the three. Greer's got a rebound. The throw ahead. What a pass! Laying it up and in is Jones. That was pretty. Florence back up by 3. Murray. Another open look. Too strong that time. Jones the box out. Nobody in the rebound. Greer into the forecourt. 5:19 to play in the quarter. Greer step back. Mid-range, no. Ball batted out. Last touch by PrimeTime. PrimeTime players shooting 50% in 5 of their first 7 games this year. Starting to warm up. Florence still in control, though. They lead by 3, 50-47. 5:13 to go. We'll be back. Welcome back, everybody. 5:13 to go here in the half. Again, because we're on demand, we have cut the halftime right on out, so we will take a very brief break at the end of the second quarter. So don't try to fast forward too much if you're watching on the TV. Greer with the fake attack, swings it out. 3 is off the mark, and Florence has only scored 8 points here in the quarter so far. I believe we have an offensive foul called on PrimeTime, going up with the elbow like that. Caldwell kind of forced that one. It's going to go out of bounds, and PrimeTime will get it back. 5 players, that's it for PrimeTime. Again, congratulations to Ricardo Glenn and his wife on their brand new baby. Glenn takes some time off. Trevor Booker, hamstring issue, and Zarik Lohler, prior commitment. So Chris Moore gets the defender to commit, buries the 3, and we are tied for the first time since it was 0-0, I believe. 4:10 left to go in the half. PrimeTime 20-8 so far here in this second quarter. Dodson. It's a lot of one-on-one right now for Florence. Dodson attacks and gets it to go. Still, the offense was flowing a little more consistently, and Florence was getting back on defense a little bit better in that first quarter. As you see Bracey from the wing put PrimeTime up for the first time since the early going. Now Greer from left of the lane. Can't get the bounce. Jones offensive rebound. Blocked by Turner. Odell Turner playing great. Filling in as the de facto center today. Van Turner for 3. Yes, and they say he was out of bounds. Let's see if we could take another look at that real quick. I might not have gotten it in time. The officials are going to talk about it here. While they talk about it, we'll take a quick look. I don't know. He was probably out. I don't know which line they're using over there is the thing. Now, wait a minute. They're giving PrimeTime the basketball. If he was out of bounds, shouldn't it? Either it was a bucket or... I don't know. Either way, Florence gets the steal. Now, it still says 53-52. So I'm wondering if Florence was the one who went out of bounds, as Turner misses that three from the wing. So they counted the Van Turner three. And then Florence did something to turn the ball over. Odell Turner with the rebound. Van punches it out to Bracey, and Wildcats getting back on defense. Bracey goes right around him and comes up short. That is rare. PrimeTime just quite in sync today. And they give the lead back. 2:27 left to go. Murray blows right past the defense of Dodson. James Murray attacks and scores. Nice pass by Greer, but Jones not ready for it. So PrimeTime back up by one. It was 42-30 at the end of the first quarter in favor of the Wildcats, and since that time, 25-12. Just 12 points for Florence here in the second quarter after scoring 42 in the first. Credit PrimeTime, their defense has settled down, and the back door wide open. Moore gets the bucket. PrimeTime leads by 3. PrimeTime 7-0, first place in the Southwest Division. Florence 6-1, first place in the Southeast Division. These are the top two teams in the conference, as the 3-ball ties us up at 57. Bracey off the side iron. Caldwell the rebound. Greer will bring it into the forecourt. Greer pull up 3. Yes! Florence heating up late. Minute 12 left to go here in the half. Wildcats. What a pass. How about the roll, too? Bracey. Nice little spin move into the lane. Chris Moore floated it up perfectly. 1-point game. Caldwell can't get it. Turner the board. Corner 3 off the mark. Turner tripped up. Foul will be on Johnson. Frankie Johnson, a young player for Florence. Graduated from Wingate University. Good start to his career with Florence. 12.3 points, 39% shooter, but 41% from 3. 9.2 rebounds for the 5'8 guard, 7.3 assists, 2.7 steals. I love it. 9.2 rebounds. He's 5'8. That's right, big guys. Us little guys can do it too, you know. Turner off on the 3. Here's Greer. And a couple second difference between game and shot clock. Florence will likely run it down a bit here. Greer swings it out. Corner 3 by Coe. No good. Tip for the rebound. And 8 seconds to work with now for PrimeTime. Murray. Bracey. Bracey over 3 defenders. Yes, and the foul. Lysander Bracey will go to the line. Chance to complete an old school 3-point play. Right near the end of the half, PrimeTime. Chance to go into the locker room with the lead after trailing by double figures. Half-court shot comes up short, and it's a tight one. PrimeTime plus 13 in the second quarter, outscoring Florence 31-18. And it's a 1-point lead for PrimeTime, 61-60. Again, a short break. We'll step aside, bring you to quarter number 3 here in just a moment. Start of the third quarter. Chris Sheeman back here with you. Quick three by Frankie Johnson to start the quarter off is well off the mark. Primetime Players trailed by as many as 16 in the first half, trailed by 12 at the end of the first quarter as Van Turner contested three makes it. Primetime with their biggest lead since the opening minutes now at 64-60. Primetime Players and Florence Wildcats, top two teams in the conference. Florence is first in the Southeast Division and Primetime first in the Southwest Division. 13-1 combined wins and losses between these two teams. Primetime 7-0 and Florence 6-1. We thought this might be a battle of unbeatens, but Florence lost a heartbreaker to Garden City last weekend, 114-113. And it looks like we have a tight one in store here. It's been a tale of different quarters so far. Florence plus 12 in the first quarter, Primetime plus 13 in the second quarter. Again, if you're speeding through and catching up on things, Primetime Players just 5 bodies today. No Booker, no Lowler, and no Glenn. Britton and Vaughn, we thought they might give it a go, but not active today. Here's Jones. Don't want to leave him open. He's a big who can bury a three and does a little trash talking there as well. Brian Jones, 50% from behind the arc. 10:36 to go here in the third quarter. Boy, Bracey and Moore have been connecting on that little pick and pop. Bracey, the short roll to the bucket this time. Greer airballs a three out of bounds. Let's take a look at that. Well, now they inbounded it too quickly, so we've seen a couple of rolls by Bracey that Moore has connected with him on as Odell Turner, way too strong. Offensive rebound comes out. Van Turner tipped underneath by Moore to Turner. Can't get it to go. Now Murray says, I'm going to take this myself. He can't get it either. And the shooting for Primetime, which has been scorching hot, they were 58% from the field against Charlotte last week. And overall, shooting 52% as a team. The shooting today has been a little bit off for Primetime. Did they call a foul on Florence? Or say they touched it last? Something like that. Either way, Primetime's going to get it here. 9:54 to go in quarter number 3. Primetime, 154 points per ball game in their last 4 games. They're the top scoring ECBL team by more than 6 points per ball game. Hickory averages 138. They're trouble too. Another really good team, Hickory. Jones not that time for 3, and it goes out of bounds. Back to Primetime. Chris Sheeman here with you. Glad you're checking the game out wherever you're watching from, whenever you're watching from. Bracey attacking and a blocking foul called on the Wildcats, so Bracey will go to the free throw line here. Another wet spot out on the court that they're going to clean up before Bracey shoots his free throws. So 9:27 to go here in this third quarter. Tighter third quarter. Both teams with double-digit margins in the first and second quarters. Bracey gets the friendly bounce. It's a 3-point game again. 68-65. Johnson dribbling between the circles. Pull up from the half circle. Yes, got it to go. 68-67, Van Turner into the forecourt. 9:07 to play here in the third quarter. Turner stripped and a late whistle. Greer upset. Greer's been upset since the opening tip, pretty much. Van Turner Jr. goes to the free throw line. Turner, another good free throw shooter on this team, 88%. Chris Moore leads the team and top in the top 10 in the league at 90%. It's hard to get league leaders for percentages because so many of the stats on the East Coast Basketball League website, like, you count guys who played one game and they went 4 for 4 and they're leading the league in field goal percentage. So I don't get into a lot of league leaders as far as percentages go for that reason. Another offensive rebound by my man Johnson, and he rims in the three to tie us at 70 apiece. Chris Moore into the forecourt. Well, they say foot was on the line. No, now they change it. Okay, 70-70. 8:34 to go, and a blocking foul called here as Murray was attacking. That's going to go against Caldwell. That's 3 team fouls, I believe, already on the Wildcats. Murray. Bracey. Short on that 3. Greer with the rebound. Brings it into the forecourt. Here's Johnson up top. Takes it right. Greer looking to go on Murray. Open look in the corner with 5 on the shot clock. It's off the mark. Caldwell tried for the putback, and it's last touched out of bounds off Florence. So Dodson missed the 3, then Caldwell tried for the putback, and PrimeTime getting the stops they need. All tied at 70 apiece. Inside 8 to go here in the third quarter. Van Turner spinning, shooting. Can't get it to go. Dodson aboard. Here's Jones in the post. Over 2 defenders, no. And Johnson pokes it away from Turner. Johnson scoops it to Caldwell. Caldwell throws it up. Offensive rebound. Dodson, yes. That all started with Frankie Johnson. Boy, Bracey, again down low, can't get it to go. That's going to be a foul called on Greer. Came up a little limpy there. Hopefully he'll be okay. Mentioned PrimeTime has no players off the bench. Florence has just 7 active players today. Bell and Co. are the only other 2, so I don't want to see anybody getting hurt here. Greer connects on the first free throw, chance to tie it. Anton Greer, 71% free throw shooter this year. End of a 3-game road trip for Florence today. 4 of 5 on the road in the month of April. PrimeTime's played all their games in April at home due to some reshuffling of the schedule. 73-70, the correct score. Florence gets the turnover. Extra pass Johnson to Caldwell, and it's a 5-point lead for the Wildcats. Scoreboard acting a little buggy, but got it corrected there. 6:34 to go here in the third quarter. Van Turner. Murray steps into a long 3, missed it short. The 3s are not falling today for PrimeTime as consistently as they have the rest of this month. Chris Moore with the fake, and he'll scoop it up and in for the easy 2. Right at the midway point here in quarter number 3. And a tight one between 2 top teams in the ECBL and 2 very short-handed teams here today. Greer off the glass, yes. tough earned bucket there by Anton Greer. Bracy cuts in again, got poked. Nope, they called traveling. So no contact, they say. 5:39 left to go. Florence will get it back after we take this timeout. Wildcats by 5, 77-72 here on PTP TV. That's a look. A busy May coming up for prime time. Hopefully everybody can get healthy, get back out there for prime time. 6 games in the month of May. 3 of them at home. 2 of them will be here on PTP TV. Chris Sheeman back here with you. Nearing 5 to go. Dodson with the jumper from the half circle. No good. Odell Turner out to Murray. Murray scoops it up and in. 3-point game. 77-74. Florence led by double figures throughout the opening quarter. PrimeTime slowly whittled it down in the second quarter. Florence cooled off after a 42-point performance in quarter number 1. Getting a lot of offensive rebounds, though, without the size. PrimeTime trouble on the boards, and Florence, Anton Greer benefits on an extra possession there for the Wildcats. Bracy comes up short. 4:36 left to go here in third quarter. Dodson brings it ahead for Florence. Johnson, right wing 3. No. Murray the board. James Murray on his way to a double-double today. Done a nice job rebounding. The guards today have rebounded the ball very well. Offensive foul called on PrimeTime. Ball goes back to the Wildcats. 5-point lead for Florence. Team from the PD of South Carolina, along with the Carolina Thunder, 2 teams in that region. Myrtle Beach, I think, has a team now as well, my former hometown, on the Grand Strand. So 3 teams all within about an hour and a half of each other in that area. Then you have Columbia, of course, which is about 2.5-hour drive from Myrtle Beach. Turner, yeah, that's going to be an offensive foul. Extend that arm. They're going to call it every time. It's one of those things that has really been an emphasis at all levels of basketball. I believe we're going to have another timeout, so we're going to go away again here briefly. 3:39 to go here in quarter number 3, and Florence has pushed it back out to 7. Chris Sheeman, glad to be back with you. Wildcats with the basketball. Attacking is A.J. Caldwell, and he scores to make it a 9-point game. Primetime's got to be careful here. Short-handed. Chris Moore attacks, draws the foul. So Moore will get a couple free throws, and he is basically Mr. Automatic. And of course he misses as soon as I say that. 90% on the season from the charity stripe, gets 1 out of 2. A 13-5 extended run here for Florence. Make it 15-5 as they go back up double figures. First time here in this second half. Florence leads by 10. Just inside 3 to go here in quarter number 3. Murray gets the bucket for Primetime. Late whistle there. Jones is going to get a couple free throws. Brian Jones, good free throw shooter, 80% on the year. And I jinxed him too. Missed them both. Turner throws it ahead. Murray has been attacking a little more here in this quarter. Chris Moore driving on the baseline. Bracey looking for Van Turner. Instead, it's taken away. Good defense. Wildcats out on the run with numbers, and Dodson with the layup. Florence by 10 again. 87-77. 2:09 remaining in the third quarter. Odell Turner. Step back 3. Comes up short. I believe Murray is going to be called with a foul. Oh no, Florence is called for another foul. So instead, Murray goes to the line. James Murray, 80% free throw shooter with 1:58 left to go. Primetime is in the bonus. Foul trouble could come into play here. Florence just 2 bodies off the bench and Primetime with nobody. In college, if you only have 5 and you foul a guy out, you play with 4. It's like soccer. You go down a man. I've seen it happen. I saw it happen this year in a women's junior college game I did, and I've seen it as well in the NCAA once, Division II NCAA game I did. Now, the East Coast Basketball League more or less plays NBA rules, so if a player fouls out in a pro game, as Murray gets another tough bucket, he's keeping his team in it. James Murray making the most of all these minutes. But if a player fouls out, assuming we're playing with this pro rule, basically that player stays on the court, and every foul after he commits is a technical foul. So the team would get the free throw and the ball. Bracey for 3. Can't get it to go. 1:14 left to go here in the quarter, and Florence is going to slow it down here. Caldwell throws it off the glass, puts it back up and in after it was deflected back to him. Some semi-pro leagues play FIBA rules And I'm not quite sure what the rule is there, but I believe Primetime and the East Coast Basketball League more or less does things like the NBA. Sometimes the Elam ending is utilized in the ECBL, although I haven't seen that in a little while. Greer getting a talking to as his fouls start to rack up, and his frustration has been apparent since the opening tip. Got to keep it cool against the Primetime guys, shorthanded or not. Murray tries to complete an old school three-point play, and he does. Cuts Florence's lead down to 5. 50 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Caldwell, a lot of dribbling and a bad possession there offensively for Florence. More of the extra pass to Murray. Murray's owned the quarter, not that time though. 2 for 1 time quickly Florence. Caldwell comes up short. Primetime can hold it. Bracey, Murray, open look at a 3. Yes. Where is everybody for the Wildcats getting back defensively? They were so good at that in the first half, and they went to sleep on that possession. Here's Coe for 3. Hit one in the first half, not that time. Moore will hoist and come up short, but it's a 2-point nail-biter. 2 of the top teams in the East Coast Basketball League, shorthanded or not, are giving us a show. 89-87, Florence leads after 3 quarters. We'll be back with the fourth here in just a moment. Chris Sheeman, glad to be back with you. Well, the primetime players overall in East Coast Basketball League play in regular season and postseason action, 85-5 all time. That includes a 7-0 start to this year. They have never lost at Bank Street. They have never lost a home game. They've only lost 5 times since 2015. The Florence Wildcats are trying to give them their first loss of the season. Florence has led for, I'd say, a good 80% of this ball game as the teams trade turnovers to start this fourth quarter, and it's going to come down for Primetime. Do they have the legs? They've had to overcome some shorthandedness, but the shooting has also not been what we have seen recently, at least for the Primetime players. Shooting's been a little bit off here today. Chris Moore starts the quarter with a triple and gives Primetime a 1-point lead. 11-17 left to go here in the ball game, and again, just 5 losses. There was 1 year as Caldwell gets the tip in, skies for it. A.J. Caldwell at 6 foot used every bit of it to fingertip it in. Put Florence back. There was 1 year where Primetime lost 2 games. They've only done that in 1 season, though. They've not lost in the postseason. They've won the championship every year. 2015, of course, no champion crown last year. The season was cut short because of COVID. 85-5 all time. Nice reverse. The reverse and the cuts to the bucket have been working today for Primetime. They take a 1-point lead. Back and forth we go here in the fourth quarter. This would be a signature win for Florence as Dodson gets the finger roll. Third lead change here in the fourth quarter. Now James Murray answers back. Fourth lead change. We've not yet played 2 minutes. Florence looking to go to 7-1 and drop PrimeTime to 7-1. That's going to be a push on Chris Moore as Greer was fouled. A few wet spots out on the court. For Florence, they've spent the month of April road tripping. It's the end of a 3-game road trip. They played 4 of 5 on the road in April. For PrimeTime, this wraps up a finale of a 3-game home trip. 6 games in May, 3 home, 3 away for PrimeTime. No Trevor Booker dealing with the hamstring issue. Glenn and Lowler also scratches. Ricardo Glenn, new papa. Congratulations to him. Greer contested shot, no good. Ball tipped. Van Turner has it, throws it, deflected out to Moore, who rims in a 3. PrimeTime takes their biggest lead in a while at 4. We've had 4 lead changes already in this final quarter. Dodson pulls back. Now gets ready to attack, pulls up. Ooh, in and out. It was halfway down, came back out. Caldwell, another offensive rebound. Offensive rebounds have really helped Florence here this afternoon. Rebounding has been a trouble spot for PrimeTime here today. So Caldwell will shoot 2 free throws, 69% free throw shooter. AJ rims in the first. 15.3 points per ball game, 52% shooter, 47% from downtown. And gets the second to go as well. 2-point game, 97-95. Murray into the forecourt. Odell Turner up top. Van Turner on the wing, 9:19 to play. Turner steps left, the 3 around the world, no. Greer another rebound. Caldwell attacks again, not that time. Upset with himself on the miss. Got to get back on defense. Moore, yes, and the foul. Chris Moore connects, and he'll have a chance for a 3-point opportunity. Or 4-point, excuse me. Okay. Sub is in while Chris Moore gets ready to shoot his free throw. Let's take a... I'll run it back here after the free throw attempt. So PrimeTime first to 100. They lead now by 6. Biggest lead for them here today as you get a quick look at that 3 and the foul by Moore. Greer. Turnaround 3, no good. Caldwell almost had another rebound. Saves it to Coe. Extra possession again for Florence. Catch and shoot 3 off the back iron. Murray the rebound this time. Murray looks to push to Bracey, and Bracey has been off today. That's the second layup he's missed. Caldwell into the forecourt for Florence. Greer for 3, no. And another rebound chased down. This time Greer chases down his miss, attacking Dodson. And it's an offensive foul. PrimeTime will get it back, leading by 6. Another wet spot out on the floor has us stopped for a moment. We'll see if PrimeTime starts to utilize some of their timeouts. Remember, none of these guys have had a break. They're all playing 48 here today. Take a look at the upcoming schedule while they clean things up. Saturday, primetime on the road against the Georgia Fire. 2 weeks, we're back at it here on demand, usually Sunday afternoon, Sunday evenings when I'm able to get it posted. That'll be a big one. Garden City took down Florence on the in the last game for both of these two teams, and then another home game against the Coyotes at Charlotte, back-to-back, in the third weekend of May. So that's what the schedule looks like for primetime coming up here. It's going to be a busy month. Get everybody back healthy and ready to go. Add some players maybe as well to the roster as primetime starts to gear up. A for ECBL playoff time, and also B for the basketball tournament. 8 minutes left to go. Primetime by 6. Trying to stay undefeated. Oh, James Murray connects on the 3. He's been red hot here in this second half. James Murray has provided a nice offensive punch for the primetime players here in the second period. Dodson attacks. Here's Coe. Yes! So Coe played 2 games, did not score. He's got 5 here for Florence today. Bracey attacks. Boy, he missed 2 easy ones, and he gets the hardest layup of his life there. Primetime with their biggest lead. It's 9. Dodson attacks. He's fouled. Will go to the line. Sam Dodson, 61% free throw shooter. He's from Boca in Florida. Went to Voorhees College. Left there in 2013. 21.8 points per ball game this season. Sam Dodson, 55% shooter, 43% from 3. And they need these free throws to go down here. Let's take a look at James Murray doing work. Making the most of his extra minutes here on the court. Connecting on that 3 earlier to help primetime out to its biggest lead. It remains, or it's cut now to 7. 7:04 remaining. Bracey attacks. Bracey's fouled. Jones saying, all I did was put my hands up. So we started the fourth quarter ping-ponging. We had 4 different lead changes in the quarter. Primetime now, chance to go up by 9 again. I said Coe was out there. It's actually Bell who's out there, who scored that last bucket for Florence, so I wanted to correct that. So Bell with them Horace Grant glasses and the fluorescent sneakers. Can't believe I missed them, but I did. Bracey off on the free throw. Gets 1 out of 2. Primetime by 8. 7:02 remaining in the ball game. Johnson back out there. Dodson looking to go one-on-one against Van Turner. It's it out to Bell. Bell from the baseline got it to go. 10-point lead. Primetime, or excuse me, let's correct that. 6-point lead. .6:30 remaining. Bracey top of the key. Bracey spinning. Gets it underneath. Odell Turner, no. Odell Turner, the putback, yes. Primetime just got to keep scoring here. Johnson on the left wing. Johnson pull up in the lane. Yes! Odell Turner attacks. The reverse off the top of the backboard, but he's fouled. 5:58 to go, just past the midway point here in the quarter. Good on that first one. The lead is 7 again. So 1 out of 2. Pull up by Greer. Oh, tough bucket by Greer. Anton Greer, 32% from downtown. Not great numbers on the season, but looking real good there. It's a 4-point game, 5:32 to go. Primetime, they need a bucket. Can Odell deliver? No. Rebound controlled by Greer. Greer starting to make his mark on this one. Gets it out to Bell. Johnson directing traffic, looking for a Bell screen. Attacks, blocked but fouled as he was wrapped up by Murray. Timeout on the court. We will step aside. A nail biter is in store for this final 5.5. We'll be back here in just a moment. Don't go too far. Welcome back, everybody. At the line is Frankie Johnson. Florence is trailed by 9 here in this quarter, and Primetime has pushed it out, but the Wildcats coming back on them. Johnson misses the first free throw and gets 1 out of 2, so closest Florence has been in about 4 or 5 minutes now. 5:08 left to go. It's a 3-point game. Here's Van Turner, contested 3. Bad possession again for Primetime. Way too much time on the clock for that shot. Bell with the rebound. Here's Greer into the forecourt. Greer gets a screen from Bell. Now switch. And Greer, left alone, blows it, but it's tipped up and in. 1-point game. 110-109. Caldwell got the tip. 4:30 to go. Primetime needs to stop the drought. Offensive foul. Nope, no call. Bracey comes up short again, though. And Florence now can give us our 5th lead change of the quarter. Johnson being trapped, and we might have a timeout. We do. Timeout by Florence to save the possession. We will step aside and come right back. Primetime players trying to avoid their first loss of the year, their first ever home loss in East Coast Basketball League play. Florence trying to come back. They led by double figures in the first quarter. Johnson, the pull up, can't get the roll. Another offensive rebound, this time by Dodson. Out to Johnson. Attacks. Can't get it. Another offensive rebound, and Bell gives Florence a 1-point lead. 3:47 left to go. Fifth lead change of the quarter. Is this our last lead change? Primetime's got to get something. Murray's been the hot hand in the second half. Not that time. Greer another rebound. Greer throws it ahead to Dodson. Dodson contested shot. No. And Van's got the board. Greer on his way to a double-double. In fact, he's got one already. With 3:15 left to go. Chris Moore. Attack, scoops it up. Can't get it to go. Johnson able to bat it away. Florence surviving right now. Foul called on the floor. Caldwell bumped. And I believe Primetime is in the bonus. Or has put Florence in the bonus, excuse me. So that sends A.J. Caldwell to the line. 69% free throw shooter. Chance to extend the Wildcats' lead. It's the first one to go. Primetime led 105-95 at one point. Just 5 points since that time. 18-5 run for the Wildcats. Primetime's got to be tired. All five guys have played every minute. Chris Moore throws it up. Got it to go. 1 point game. 2:41 remaining. Greer. Greer attacks. Yes! Got to be careful. Greer upset. There was some contact, it looked like there, but Greer doesn't want to get a tee here. Now Bell going to be called for a foul. 2:24 left to go. Moore back at the line, I believe. Chris Moore goes all the way to midcourt, maybe just to give his team a little extra few seconds of a breather. Both of these teams are short-handed today, so Florence has the slight advantage there because they've got a couple bodies off the bench, but they're usually 14, 15 deep, the Wildcats. 1 point game again. 115, 114. What does Primetime have left in the tank? Johnson up top. That bucket no good. Primetime trying to get the lead back. Odell Turner the rebound. Here's Moore. Murray. Lost the dribble. It's a steal by Greer. Throw ahead to Caldwell. Lays it up and in. Florence leads by 3. Still one possession game, and Van Turner looks to be a little hobbled. You could see Van. He might not be hobbled. He might just be exhausted. He's the universal sign of a tired basketball player right there. Your hands on your knees, bent over. So the wet spot is cleaned up. Still a one-possession game. Bracey into the forecourt. Inside 2 to go. 1:47 to be exact. Bracey attacks. Can't get it to go. Bracey has missed 4 layups. Johnson into the forecourt. Bracey also looking for a foul call. Getting some contact, but they've let a little bit go here today, and you'd rather have that than the other way around, believe me. Caldwell, no. Put back by Bell, no. And the foul called on PrimeTime. Now Bell at the line. Swishes in the first one. I don't have Bell's size, but man, he looks long. He's got that crazy long wingspan. Goes 1 out of 2. Van Turner the rebound. 2-possession game now. PrimeTime. 1:16 to go. Moore for 3. No. Tip for the rebound. Greer tries to save it in the corner. It's going off of PrimeTime. We didn't get the good camera angle there, so couldn't quite see what happened. Oh, no, they called a foul on Odell Turner with 1:10 remaining. So both teams in the bonus. Inside 2 minutes, you can have up to 2 team fouls. That's it. Greer's going to the line. Anton Greer, 71% free throw shooter. In and out. So 1 out of 2. Still 2-possession game for PrimeTime. Plenty of time, but got to start to put some pressure on. Are we going to get to see the play here? Okay, there we go. Turner for 3. Can't get it to go. 55 seconds left to go. Well, if PrimeTime can't come back here, Hickory will be the only still unbeaten team in the league at 6-0. Caldwell throws it up and in, and this one not looking good for the PrimeTime players. Florence makes it a 3-possession game, 121 to 114. And this late, it's going to be tough. This would put PrimeTime and Florence in a tie for the top record in the conference. Both teams would be 7-1. Georgia Fire are 8-2. Technically have one more win, but PrimeTime in the same division with the Fire, technically ahead of them in terms of percentage points, win percentage. Murray can't get it to go, and this one is over. Caldwell. Dribble around, Moore with the foul. Caldwell will go to the line. Chance to add a little extra frosting on the cake in what will be a Wildcats victory. And a historic victory for Florence, giving PrimeTime its first ever home loss in East Coast Basketball League play, and just their 6th loss overall. Again, PrimeTime shorthanded today. The guys running out of gas, but credit the Wildcats. They brought it. And with 11 seconds to go, some finishing touches on a 2-hand jam for Bell. Oh, Murray's fouled. Sam Dodson. Can't believe it. They called a foul on him with 4.7 to go. So the Wildcats, after losing a heartbreaker to Garden City, will go to 7-1, drop PrimeTime to 7-1. Murray airballs the free throw. And the ball's going to go back after he made the first one to Florence, who will dribble it out. First home loss in ECBL play. The shorthanded primetime players come up short today, 124 to 115. The Wildcats and primetime tied now for the lead in the Southern Conference. Florence Wildcats 7-1, as are the primetime players. Both teams leading their respective divisions, and it's going to be real interesting to see what shakes out from here. For Florence, they go back home back-to-back games on the 1st and 2nd against Upstate and Coastal Elite. Let's take a look at the primetime schedule. They will be at Georgia on the 1st of May, and then we'll have the next home game on the 8th here on demand against Garden City. That should be a good one. Primetime, I mentioned rebounding a problem today. They gave up 20 offensive rebounds to Florence. Leading scorer in the ball game, A.J. Caldwell, 34 points, 18 rebounds on 13 of 34. For primetime, obviously everybody in double figures. Chris Moore, another good game for him, 30 points, 7 assists. 27 for Bracey, 29 for James Murray, 15 for Van Turner, Odell Turner with 14. Van was just 3 of 15 from 3, Odell 1 of 8. Overall primetime, just 14 out of 49 from behind the arc, shooting 42% overall for the game. So, primetime goes road tripping, try to get back in the win column at the Georgia Fire. Should be a good one next Saturday, and then we'll be back 2 weeks from now to see the primetime players in Garden City here on PTP TV. Thanks for watching, everybody. Once again, your final score, Florence 124, primetime 115. Enjoy the rest of your week, everybody. Take care.